30,000 likes and I'll do another 100 days. Growing up, I was a complete Pokemon nerd. I played the original Game Boy Pokemon games, but I really got into the Nintendo DS Pokemon Diamond. I got so into it that I actually collected well over 250 Pokemon and worked on getting them all to level 100. So of course, when the server, Pokelands, came to me, I had to try it out. To join though, don't worry, I created a tutorial on how to install their mod and how to join their server. The link's in the description down below. In the server, you can catch any Pokemon you want, create endless teams, build your own base, check out other people's bases in stores. There's a player-ran market, which I exploited, tournaments for real money, raids, and a lot more. For this, I'm focusing on the raids. A legendary Pokemon and very difficult boss will spawn in, and you must team up with other players to beat them. I'm competitive, so I wanted to take this on. For the next 100 days, I will be focusing on creating a team and preparing them to take on the legendary Dark Matter Giratina raid boss. Let's begin. So I loaded into the server. Earth is a normal server and Space is their DLC server. I'm a sucker for nice lobbies and servers, and this place was fairly big. I went around exploring and I think we can all agree that the aesthetic here is lovely. Found a dragon that I'm very certain I could beat with one punch, and the next thing that happened was incredible. I found out I could fly. A penguin's dream. This server is amazing. So of course I flew around the rest of the lobby and saw a celebrity. Enough admiring, it's time to play. I chose Squirtle because that's the correct starter Pokemon, and if you disagree, you're wrong. I saw the welcome message and walked into a wall. I looked at the notes around here and saw the raid section. I will have to do a lot of work before I'm ready for this. I voted for the server to get some keys to help boost me in the beginning, did some reading and hurt my brain, and was magically whisked away to the world. I saw my first Pokemon and I'm loving the mobs so far. They look incredible, and finished the day with looking through the shop. I ran around at the speed of sound and found a mining area to acquire some currency, and oh, am I home. I can actually do capitalism here. I love the server. I found the crate area and did some unboxings. I got rare candy quite a bit and a Mega Crate key, another Pokemon luckily, and something called Mewtwo Knight X. Might come in handy later. I tried to say hi to this bird, but Farfetch is a rude dude.
Hey cutie, would you like to go out?
No, yucky, what? I went to the daycare after that encounter and put my Magikarp away. There's player-created places and warps, so I went to IKEA. I looked around a bit, but there wasn't much in IKEA for once, so I escaped to McDonald's, but wasn't hungry, so I ran around the land. I went back to the info warp place thing and found out there's a player-ran auction house. Players control the pricing and what gets sold. I found one of my favorite Pokemon on there, but didn't have the money for it. I now have a side goal. With the Larvitar in mind, I immediately got to work. I didn't want someone else to buy it before me. I mined for half a day and sold everything. This would take a while. I don't want to bore you all with just mining though, so I went and tortured myself with more reading and then explored the shopping area. I messed up this day. My recording software recorded the Technic launcher menu and not the Minecraft game. I didn't notice this for the entire day, so the only footage I have is of the menu. But today I figured out how to throw my Pokemon and fight. It's with the R key. I leveled up Squirtle a bit and tried to catch a boss, but found out that we can't catch bosses. I finally realized that I wasn't recording the game. Squirtle evolved into Wartortle and farmed up the Pokemon I got from the crate. I force-fed Wartortle candy and he evolved into a Blastoise. I farmed some more Pokemon, then figured out how to sell on the player market. I was running through the spawn and found some Pokeballs on the ground. Yoink! I briefly walked into the higher leveled Pokemon area and fought there. It was a lot more difficult here, but the XP was worth it. Next, I put some items on the market for prices that I had no idea about. Worked like a charm. I did more mining for capitalism to get closer to the Larvitar, which I'm over halfway there now. I went back to saying hi to Pokemon. I want to get all of my Pokemon to at least level 50, so I spent this entire day grinding. I went back to the crates and got insanely lucky with winning 64 rare candies. I also got this shiny bird, which was cool. Then, magically, all my Pokemon reached level 50 and my Blastoise got all the way to level 91. I love rare candies. I wanted to see what else was around the area, and I slipped behind a building. I found this uncommon boss and easily beat them and went back to exploring. Said hi to a Vulpix and I went to the outside of the map. I also found out that you can ride your Pokemon. Very interesting. Next day, Blastoise sat on the same chicken twice and I checked out the marketplace. Sadly, someone beat me to it and bought the Larvitar. I did get up to $18,000 though. Then did some parkour around the shopping district. There's a command to randomly teleport you around the map, so I went sightseeing until I found this random trainer and we don't really need to talk about what happened, but I definitely won. Then I found this legendary Lickitung boss that I beat as well. My Magikarp was enjoying the daycare a ton, but I missed him. I got him to evolve into a Gyarados and, well, he's trying, so I guess that counts. Had my Gyarados say hi to some more Pokemon and then teleported to the middle of the ocean. But I felt absolutely beautiful in there. Would heavily recommend. After that, I teleported to this nice area and said hi to some Pokemon. Also found a My Little Pony and said hi to it. Day 18 was special. I was out collecting berries and then boom, I found a Larvitar, just strolling around. Luckily, I didn't buy the other one because I caught this one. I was incredibly happy this day and spent the remainder of it leveling up Larvitar. Did some capitalism, bought Ultra Balls, and farmed this day. Nothing exciting. I want to create a house on the server. All of you can visit me there too. So I got to exploring. My Larvitar evolved into a Pupitar and went to the store to buy materials for the house. I'm thinking of a futuristic house build. I waddled around as the fastest penguin alive and I found a spot that I really like. And boy, when I say I spent the entire day trying to claim land, I spent the entire day trying to claim land. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And finally, what we've all been waiting for. I terraformed. I know, hold the applause. Not to make any of you cry though, my shovel broke. So I had to go mine some iron and I made another one along with a bucket to help clear out the land. I cleared out the rest of the land, so now I have a nice smooth area to work with, and I spent several minutes again on trying to claim land. And finally, my insanely massive brain figured out how to claim land. I waddled to the shop and picked out blocks that would fit a white and blue color combo for the house. I marked the borders on how far I could build and began to build a giant house in the shape of an X. If you guys want to come see my house, the codes are on the screen right now. Did you know that in 1.12.2, Endstone and Diorite don't make stairs? Because I sure do. Luckily, he found out that quartz does though, and built one of the stairs leading into my house. I was adding more and more onto the building, and then the scariest thing to ever happen to me happened. I'm almost out of money. Shook me to my core. And yeah, I accidentally messed up again and recorded the launcher instead of the game. But some rich nerd came by and I beat him, gaining around $1,000. Since I'm almost out of money, I farmed this day for items to sell from Pokemon. It was like taking candy from a baby. Then, finally, after a month, I got organized at my house. I was feeling extra quirky today, and I wanted to do something Dora could only dream of. I explored around the server to see what else I could do around here, and it's fairly massive. While teleporting around like penguins do, I found the staff village. Some weirdo under desk found Disneyland, and then fought a trainer who was asking for it. I was exploring more of the plains since this area is really appealing to me. And then I found this booty hole monster thing that waved hi to me, so of course I said hi to it. I want to unlock all the minimap, and man, when I say I felt pretty today, boy did I feel pretty while running through these plains all day. I got word that there was a shiny rat in the plains, so I ran around trying to find it. I never did, but I did get some shards to another one of my favorite Pokemon, Garchomp. I started this morning off like any normal healthy penguin would, and I absolutely decimated this trainer. I didn't even speed up the footage. Afterwards, I went and explored Hell and captured a new Pokemon. Not too sure if he's good or not though. I spent this entire day being a kangaroo and parkouring up this mountain, which took forever. And once I got to the top, there was nothing there. So I acted like the stock market and went straight to the ground. This morning, I said hi to a Pokemon that dropped shulker shells. I screamed like a little schoolgirl and spent the remainder of the day trying to find more. I need my fix. I couldn't get my fix, so I returned home and got organized. To cheer myself up, I went and opened another crate. I won 5 grand, so the server knows how to cheer me up. I bought more house supplies and got back to building. While building though, I almost ran out of money. So I went back to mining. I found out redstone gives you the most money, so I focused that and made a pretty okay profit. While doing my house husband stuff and getting organized, this trainer came to my house and kept on showing my Pokemon Jake Paul vlogs. They wouldn't stop sleeping. So he won, and I went to heal them with this super weirdo looking dude who kept offering me free candy. But once I returned home, the trainer left. He didn't want the smoke. So my mega millionaire mansion is costing me a lot of money, and I keep on almost running out. I went back to the mines and saw this person building a random iron ore building. They left, so I decided to rob them of it. They came back in and caught me in the middle of the act. I tried to give them their stuff back, but they said it was fine and mined it all for me. Free capitalism, my favorite. I was building more of the mansion today, but the Canadian side of me that I didn't have because I'm American really missed saying hi to everyone. So I went to the high-level Pokemon again and gave them all a nice big warm hi. Another player and I were both rushing to fight the same boss, but sadly he got it. Upon beating it though, they dropped the boss items and I quickly went gimme gimme yoink yoink bye bye on him, and immediately went over and beat a different boss. I think he loved me robbing him a lot because he wouldn't stop following me while swinging his axe. What a kind gentleman. Oh man, I got Blastoise to level 100. Like everyone who lives in Hollywood Hills, I went farming for XP today. I said hi to a handful of bosses and kept on farming today. I logged back on the next day and and I was surprised with getting the YouTuber rank. This entire time I was playing as a normal player, and I got some nice perks and items now. So I spent this day at the crates unlocking a lot of stuff, and making my Pokemon look cool and level up. Then I unboxed a Ditto, which was amazing, another Larvitar, and a shiny Pokemon which I also really like. Today was just an amazing boost. I went back home and wanted to check out some of the Pokemon that I got, which I got a Turtwig's older brother. Never seen him before. Afterwards, I went and put Ditto and Cranidos into the daycare to level up. Upon dropping off the children, I went to a new area that I unlocked, the Boss's Warp. And wow, this place made me realize how weak I am. I am most definitely not ready for the raid bosses. Since my team isn't insanely strong or amazing like me, I worked on getting new Pokemon and went to the XP Warp to rush them all to a higher level. I thought they were all high enough levels, so I went back to the bosses and got absolutely decimated. So I just got them all to level 100. Then I went back to the bosses and yep, they're still trash. I did the old up, down, left, up, down, right trigger, X triangle, right, and got some nice Pokemon. So I switched them out, and here we go. This one should work a lot better than my last, hopefully. I ran over to the high-level Pokemon place and tried them out. Their moves weren't my favorite, so I went to the Move Warp and began to switch out their moves, which, unsurprisingly, continued on this day as well. I finished up the last two Pokemon this day. I noticed I had enough shards for a Darkrai spawn, so I began that and tried to use Ultra Balls, then got impatient and used a Master Ball. I summoned Arceus the next day and used a Master Ball on it too. And my word, he's just as tall as me in real life. I put the two legendaries in the daycare and my Pokemon seemed to be having a blast in there. Glad they're all happy. And like a football team, I got back on the grind. But while out in the public, some of the server members noticed that I had the YouTube rank, so I couldn't move around without them being in my face. I just went out exploring the world again after that. I battled a bit out there, so I returned home to heal. But I'm noticing that there's a lack of capitalism in this video and I don't want to break any of your hearts. So I looked around and gathered items to sell. And it's time to begin everyone's favorite segment, Penguin Facts. I'm grinding out Pokemon for XP and items to sell, so now you all get facts. Did you know that penguins are not in the same family as rhinos? And get this, penguins do not have bendable thumbs. I have to use a special mouse and keyboard to play. Back in the year 1684, a Gentoo penguin infiltrated the Olympics and actually won the 100-meter dash. And did you know penguins have poor vision? I lied. The last fact was about rhinos. Penguins are far too superior for that. I finished farming for now and got to $81,000. I missed building, so I got back to that and wanted to build a weird sideways staircase in one of the corners of my house. I remembered that the server has a space DLC area, but found out that I had to start over with new Pokemon. The land does look pretty cool though, and there's different Pokemon in here. After looking around for a little bit though, I got back to building. I want to finish this house before the 100 days is up. So I got to work on trying to finish this beautiful thing that someone will probably end up griefing. I got to the final level of the house, but I noticed this weird bird thing in the distance. So, of course, like any American, I had to go capture it, which took forever. After that, I got back to building. I noticed a raid was going on, so I teleported over and wanted to see if I was finally strong enough for it. I held up fairly well, but sadly, my Pokemon weren't strong enough yet. I need to finish this house quickly so I can go back to work on my Pokemon. Oh, and I found this football-sized Pokemon that you could punt over 50 yards. Allegedly, I wouldn't know. I acted like a rainforest soursap tree and got to work on the house, which I finished this day. But obviously I can't leave it empty. So I began to add some custom furniture pieces to, spruce up the place. On day 69, why are you smiling? I finished up for the most part of the inside, but I didn't like how empty the outside was. I wanted to change out the floor. And oh, how amazing it feels to have a shovel that can delete dirt this fast. I'll never get tired of that speed. And here I was, just minding my business and building this beautiful building, and another raid happened. So, of course, I had to go swing by and hardly do any damage, but still get a prize. 2 rare candies. Man, I love capitalism. I love it so much that I went to another raid today, barely did damage, and still got 2 rare candies. Capitalism is so kind to me. But I did finish the outside and began on terraforming. Something that no Minecraft gamer has ever said, I worked outside today. Terrifying. But I did finish the house completely today, so you should all come visit it. And now, what you've all been missing. More XP grinding and penguin facts. Did you know? The tallest YouTubist penguin, also known as Skies, is a penguin that mainly focuses its life on capitalism. Also for penguins, their walking speed varies between 1 and 2.5 miles per hour. We're so fast. Real quickly, I switched over to the boss's warp since I can get items here and I can commit so much capitalism capitalism in here, and I switched out my Zapdos for Blastoise. I didn't like how weak my Zapdos was. I tried the Rhyperior boss again, but he's too annoying to fight, so instead, I farmed these lovely Magikarps that don't deal damage, but drop items. I think you know where this is going. Pokeland has a player-ran market, and I need more money, so I'm farming these Magikarps for hard-to-get items and flooding the market with them. And since the items are so easy to get, I don't care to sell them at their valued price. I threw them all up for insanely cheap prices, because I just wanted to sell them as quickly as possible to reach $250,000 because I found a Mewtwo on the market, which had very great stats. But I knew someone else would try to buy it before me, like someone did to that Larvitar back in the beginning of this movie. So I knew I had to get to work fast. I know my team is fairly strong now, but I wasn't too crazy about my Mimikyu, and I wanted to switch him out for a Mewtwo. Then I think I'll be strong enough to handle the raids. And I'm almost on day 100, so I fully focus on this to get that Mewtwo. But once I get him, I still need to give him the best moveset and raise his EVs. But thankfully, the server was buying up my items insanely fast, and I kept on getting lucky from these Magikarps who were handing out money like it was free real estate. I got word about an event in the server and that they're fun, so I took a break from controlling the market and being Jeff Bezos to go check it out. We all had to choose rooms, and I foolishly chose one of the last ones. So I wasted almost the entire day in there. Finally got my chance to do the jumping event. I had to land in the water, and I landed on a block instead, losing the event. I went back to my market controlling area, and another great side effect of this boss money area is that it's also leveling up my Pokemon pretty quickly, which is nice since I'm almost on day 90. And now, after like 2 weeks of doing this, almost all of my Pokemon are level 100. I'm feeling pretty great about this team and taking on raids. I just really need that Mewtwo. I was also gaining a lot of gems for my daycare from all this farming, so I searched through the shop to see what I could get and also said hi to my legendaries. I went back to farming but got into contact with one of the mods on Pokeland, Gecko. He gifted me a plushie that's worth over $100,000, which was awesome, and another one of my favorite Pokemon. Then we began to talk and we showed each other our Pokemon team. We continued to show off our Pokemon to each other, which he had some interesting ones and interesting whale, but he wanted to battle me, so we did. Except my monitor was off and I had both hands tied behind my back, so he won. He saw that I needed help, so he went out and worked on some of my Pokemon to get them stronger and new moves. But sadly, the Mewtwo was sold to someone else on the market. Now I'm in trouble. While Gecko was out improving my Pokemon, I kept on farming money from the Magikarps. Except I had so many items that I created a backlog of items to sell. People weren't buying them fast enough, so I just ran around the plains like a Disney princess waiting for items to sell. While feeling like a pretty princess though, I got word from Gecko that my new Dragonite was almost done, so I just watched him level up and evolve my Dragonite. I got my new Dragonite today and the moveset was pretty great for her. I went to the bosses again to test her out and she got absolutely murked. I teleported back home to heal and murked a trainer there with Dragonite. Then Gecko had to leave, but I got informed that someone else will sell me a Mewtwo for $225,000. I have $212,000. Of course, I rushed back to the money-giving Magikarps and quickly farmed up the remaining $13,000 that I needed. I gave Box the money and she sent over the Mewtwo, who was alright. He wasn't the best. His IVs and EVs were very low, meaning he wasn't strong. So I spent the remainder of the day raising his IVs. After that, it was time to give him the best moveset, of which I could only teach him one of the 4 moves. So I got one of the awesome mod team members to force teach my Mewtwo the other 3 moves. Love them. And with Mewtwo all steroided up, the last thing to improve was his EVs. The IVs were pretty good, he's at 83% or something. And I have 2 more days to get his special attack power up. And to do so, I had to say hi to dozens and dozens of poor innocent birds to get 1 feather from their entire body to raise Mewtwo's special attack EV. And thank the capitalism gods, I got enough feathers to fully max out Mewtwo. I think I'm ready for the raid boss now. I mean, it's not like I have a choice, tomorrow's the last day that I have. And there I was, just innocently playing with the crates, which I got a shiny Pokemon, and boom, the boss spawned in. A god like Arceus. I actually did pretty well against him. I finished in 5th place for this raid, but that wasn't enough at all. An evil Mewtwo spawned in as well. It was kind of awkward since I had mine fight him, also handling himself pretty well. And for this raid, I finished in 4th place. I'm pretty proud of myself. And if you thought that was all, you're very incorrect. A final boss spawned in, the Dark Matter Giratina. This one was my best fight yet. I did a massive amount of damage against him, nearly finishing in 2nd place. If only I could have done one more attack. And after 100 days, I luckily was able to beat the Giratina that I wanted to from the beginning. I had a blast on this server, and I'm pretty certain that you will as well. I want to thank Pokeland for sponsoring this video, and I hope you all go and check it out. Tell me what team you made and how well you did against the raid boss as well. well. I hope you all enjoy checking out my base. I'll end up adding more to it, so you'll want to go check it out. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next 100 days video.